I know. Wow, this is a very surprising turn of events, because for anyone who knows me and this channel knows that you probably wouldn't have seen me until December. That's just like the natural order of things. But today is actually kind of special. After last week's Batmobile debacle, I was kind of looking for something to make me happy and excited about LEGO. And I rolled over this morning and I actually got it. God listened to me. So we officially got pictures of the new 2026 Speed Champions DeLorean set from Back to the Future. And man, this is everything I had hoped the Batmobiles would have been, and then some. Like I said last time, I'm not expecting most of you to know all my likes and dislikes, but for all intents and purposes of this video, my favorite movie of all time is The Dark Knight, but then immediately after it is Back to the Future. To me, Back to the Future is like the perfect movie. I don't know, there's nothing wrong with it, there's nothing I would change about it. It is the perfect movie in my opinion. I just like Batman a little more. Other than the direct-to-consumer Back to the Future set, which I'm gonna be honest, I'll probably get within the next year or two, I own every LEGO Back to the Future set they've ever made, which is like 3, so it's not like a big accomplishment. I own the original Kuso set, which for those who don't know is what Ideas was called before it was called Ideas. It's not together, it's somewhat intact, but I do have it, as you can see here, and then 2 of the Dimensions packs, so not really the biggest investment in the world. So to get a new Back to the Future set in 2026 is welcome by me, and man, there is no other way for me to describe this set other than fucking perfect. It shows like the leap that we had. I believe the original came out in 2013. 13 years later, the difference between these two is night and day. This set here is like a collector's item, and it's not priced like one, which is amazing to see. All the Batmobiles that we got revealed last week, they're all $30. This one is $27 or $28. It's weird pricing for Speed Champions, but the prices and just what you get here is, I would think is a pretty good deal. 300, I think almost 360 pieces for less than $30 is an amazing price for part ratio, especially considering what we saw last week and what we're seeing, or what we have seen with LEGO in the past 5 years. It is nice to see a decent price per part ratio. And the fact that this thing looks like a detailed model other than just like, oh, it's just a LEGO version of this car, it looks really fucking good. I will be the first to tell you that I am not the biggest Speed Champions fan out there, but from the like 3 or 4 sets that I own, I am very happy and I do really like the theme. I own this car because I thought, hey, give Speed Champions a try. These cars are very good and everyone talks very highly about them. And then the 2 themed ones, the James Bond Aston Martin and then the Don Toretto, I believe it's a Dodge Charger, all very good sets. In fact, if I had actually, sat down and made a video talking about the Batman sets, I would have suggested making the Batmobile from the Batman a Speed Champions set, with the pricing, with the detail, with, just the way it's built. I feel like that would have been better, and that's exactly what they did here for the DeLorean. I am actually kind of surprised that they don't do this with more themes or just more properties in general. I mean, we've only gotten, 2 Fast and Furious ones and the James Bond one and now the DeLorean. I mean, I guess that's maybe because, James Bond is not as popular as it used to be, and, Vin Diesel Goes to Space is not as popular, I guess, with toys and, LEGO fans as, LEGO may have thought. But maybe with the DeLorean being, from, one of the greatest movies of all time, maybe there's a change. Maybe the DeLorean actually signifies that maybe we will get a, when the Batman 2 comes out, instead of doing, just a regular, the Batman themed Batmobile, they do, the Batman's Batmobile in, a Speed Champions like design, and doing that for, other cars for movies and properties, like that. I think that would be very interesting, because I feel like this is going to be one of those sets that it's very cheap, especially, and when I say cheap, I mean like compared to like what else is on the market. I mean, even compared to other LEGO cars. I mean, like I said earlier, last week's, Batmobiles that were revealed, they're all $30, which I don't think is as absurd as some of the other pricing we've seen. But it definitely seems like a good deal because the price per part's really good. It looks, like I said, it looks like a collector's item. It looks like a very, miniature detailed model, rather than just a DeLorean in LEGO. Another hope that I kind of have with this set, other than being like, 2026's like best-selling LEGO set, because I actually do feel like that could be the case. I mean, it's a perfect fucking contender for it, is that this maybe leads to us getting more Back to the Future sets in the future. Like I said, Back to the Future has been, made in Lego since 2013 with that original Kuso set, and then the two Dimension sets and whatnot. But literally, it has been DeLorean Dimensions packs, big DeLorean, and back to small DeLorean. It'd be cool to maybe get like some locations from the film, like I don't know, the diner or Biff's Tower from the second one, or something with the Wild West, or even a Hill Valley town square, something like that. The clock tower, I think, like a set just based on the clock tower, that whole scene, that would be really cool, because like I said, it literally just been DeLoreans. That to me is a bit of a pipe dream. I don't think it's going to happen, but who knows. I feel like if this set does sell well enough, which I'm pretty sure it would, it could potentially be a possibility in the future, which honestly would be really cool, because one of the things that I do like about Back to the Future, which I've kind of, I don't like about, modern Ghostbusters now, even when Lego started doing Ghostbusters stuff, is that they really don't try to, overproduce stuff with Back to the Future. It's literally just the DeLorean and nothing else. It would be cool to kind of get these things, but yeah, kind of a pipe dream of mine, So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this set. Right now, I think it's my most anticipated set for 2026. Great price, part ratio, amazing fucking build. I cannot gush enough about just how good this build looks. And oh, I completely forgot to mention, it looks like we're getting a new puffer vest piece. That's fucking cool. No more to say about that, but yeah. Really looking forward to this set. Needed some good news from Lego, because to be honest with you, it's been fucking depressing. I don't know if it's because I'm getting old or Lego's just getting shittier. But yeah, this was actually good news for once. See you when I see you, I guess. Oh, follow my Instagram, my Lego Instagram. That'd be cool. I might post there. All right, yeah, see ya.